Today's topic is structure of the atom. Atom was first discovered by John Dalton. According to John Dalton, atom is an indivisible particle, but recent studies reveal that atom consists of three main subatomic particles. These particles are electrons. It is represented by E and having a negative charge. Proton. It is represented by P having a positive charge. And neutron. Neutron is a neutral particle, so it is represented by N and containing a zero, that is neutral particle, so it does not contain any charge. Electron, this is a neutral particle. Neutral. Electron was first discovered by J.J. Thomson in his experiment cathode ray discharge tube. Proton was discovered by Goldstein, and neutron was discovered by James Chadwick. These subatomic particles combine to form an atom. These particles exist in an atom in specific regions. So, according to this, atom is divided into two main parts. One is nucleus and another one is shell, or also called orbit. Shell or orbit contains electrons. Shell or orbit contain electrons, and nucleus contain two subatomic particles. One is proton and another one is neutron. Proton containing positive charge and neutron containing no charge. So overall the charge on the nucleus is positive and the charge on the shells are negative. So overall the atom is neutral because the total number of positive charge means proton is equal to the total number of electrons. So the total number of negative and positive charge are equal. So it may cancel out each other. So we can say overall the charge on the atom is nothing, means atom is a neutral particle. Atom is neutral. So this is these particles are present inside the atom in this particular region. So first of all, we will discuss about the discovery of electron by J.J. Thomson. So the next topic is discovery of electron by J.J. Thomson. Discovery of electron. This was discovered by J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson takes a discharge tube which is vacuumed via vacuum pump. This is vacuum pump. He takes two metal electrodes, or you can say metal rod. One is called cathode and another one is called anode, and he is connected these electrodes with a battery and a key to switch on or off the apparatus. This is positive terminal, this is negative. One electrode is cathode. Cathode is a negatively charged electrode, and anode is a positively charged electrode. He filled some gases inside the cathode discharge tube and a vacuum pump. As we know that the gases is a bad conductor of electricity, means gases does not conduct electricity, bad conductor of electricity, but at some specific bad conductor, but at some specific condition, gases also conduct electricity. These specific conditions are: one is high supply of voltage, that is about 10,000 volt supply, and at very low pressure approx 0.001 mmHg, gases show conductivity. Means at these particular condition, only at this particular condition, gases shows conductivity, because we know that those substances, those things conduct electricity which shows which have ions. Means ionic substances and charges conduct electricity, but gases we know generally does not conduct electricity because they do not have any type of ion. But at this particular condition, gases ionizes, means gases produces ion. Suppose if hydrogen gas is filled inside the discharge tube, then when it is ionized, so it produces an electron and it get converted into a positive charge. So this is the something some type of reaction which was actually happened. Okay, so when he started his experiment by using this high supply of voltage battery and low pressure, approx 0.001 mm Hg, and he also used a fluorescent screen. He also used a fluorescent screen behind the anode. Behind the anode, this is a fluorescent screen. Fluorescent screen. This screen was made up of by zinc sulfide compound, zinc sulfide. Actually, we know that atom is a small particle which we cannot see via naked eye. So these subatomic particle is also too much small. So we cannot see any type of particle actually by naked eye. So we use this fluorescent screen, because when the particle produces and strikes on this screen, so it produces a glow. It produces a type of glow. By this glow, by this glow we can see something, that some reactions or something was happened inside the experiment, inside the discharge tube, cathode discharge tube. So when he started his experiment, it was seen that a glow was produced. A glow was produced from behind the anode by the fluorescent screen. Due to this glow, we may say that there was something which was produced from the side of cathode and traveled towards anode. There was something which was produced from the side of cathode and traveled toward anode, because of cathode, which is a negatively charged rod, it may consider that the particle which was produced from the cathode also contain a negative charge. We Because we know that same charges we know that same charges repel each other and opposite charges attract each other. So by this we can say that if the particle having a negative charge, so it repelled from the cathode, because cathode is also a negative charge, so it traveled toward anode, because anode is a positive charge, so positive and negative attract each other. So this glow was produced from the side of anode from fluorescent screen. So by this way, these negatively charged particles are also called cathode rays. So by this way, these particles were named electron by J.J. Thomson, which was represented by E minus,